Hi y'all, and welcome to my channel. I have more names to put in the hope box. So we've got Rose O'Sullivan, Lynn Sinclair, The Crafting Nook, and Denise Macy. Quite a bit in there. Yay. Okay, now for... Okay, y'all, so today's project is called Island Molds. They were on my Amazon wish list, and Felicia with the Crafting Nook was so generous and sent them to me. You can see why they're called islands is because they have these little, I don't know, stairs. They look like stairs inside of them. And what happens is you pour your resin into the shapes that have the stairs inside of them. And then when they're cured, you take them out and you put them inside the corresponding shapes. Now I'm not going to do the small ones because I figured this is enough and it's not going to be wreaking havoc on my eyes. I might do them later just separately. Noticed I said might. So I'm going to be using let's see, black cherry wine, red plum, sapphire blue, gold, purple, a little bit of glitter. Everything will be in the description box below along with links. Now I've got my resin mixed up and I'm pretty sure that's 20 milliliters. Now notice it doesn't take a lot of mica because you're pouring into a small area. So I'm just going to mix, 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 mix. Don't y'all wish y'all can mix that fast? Oh man, that would make life just a little bit more simple, wouldn't it? And y'all don't forget the 1-year YouTube anniversary giveaway, which I will put the rules down in the description box. So don't forget that. I do have a few names to go in the hope box, which I found after I filmed this video. So they will be going in the hope box in the next video. And these are just a little bit tricky because of the stairs, but you definitely don't want to over pour these, because if you do, they won't, first of all, they won't fit right inside the other mold or the other molded shape that they're supposed to go into. And then second of all, the top of your finished piece won't look correct. So that is I believe that's the red, yeah, that's the red plum. The red plum and the dark cherry wine are from Resin Art. I'm not sure where I got these. I think I got these from Artist Till Death. I'm not sure. I've had these for a long time. And then the golds, the purple and the blue, are from Arteza. Now with that one, I noticed that I overfilled just a well, not really overfilled, but you know when you get to the point where your your resin is about to pour over the edges, that's where it was, and I noticed it just mounded right all over the top, and I thought, no, 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 I can't have that. So I took a small pipette and just ran it through there and sucked out the resin that I didn't want. Let's see, that is the Arteza Crystal White, and it's not really a white white. It's more of a silvery white. It's a really, really pretty color. Oh yeah, I had my mocha. On that day, it was cold, and oh lordy, that was a couple of days ago, and then now it's back in the 80s, and good lord, I was having to shed the sweater, and I'll just be glad when it gets to one temperature. But that's our what do you call it? This is our fall in Southeast Texas. It gets cold, then it gets hot, then it gets cold, hot. I think I put glitter in the white one, I'm pretty sure. Now that blue one, I wanted to put glitter in it also, but I changed my mind. Yeah, I'm just having to go around and make sure that that resin meets all of the edges and it covers up all of those little stairs. I wanted to play around with that blue and white there in that pink mold, but I'm like, no, no, no. I've still got my projects that I need to get back to. That is the amethyst purple. And I can't stress enough, y'all. I cannot stress enough to take your time, be careful not to overflow these. I mean, I didn't, but just studying them uh, when I got the molds, and I just started studying how to pour the resin in there and how it's supposed to look. And when you take those shapes out and you put them in the other hole, or not hole, but spaces, um, yeah, they really, really need to be flush on top. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, and see right there. I mean, you can tell that there's a lot of resin in there. Okay, so we are back and it's time for the demolding, the fun part. Yeah, I wanted to get to these first. Yeah, that one I overflowed. But for those of you that are new to resin, if you catch your project or the piece that you just poured, if you catch it right away and you have an overage, you can take your scissors and trim around the edge because it's not fully cured yet. So it's just a little bit between soft and hard. Now I had powder left in that one, so I love that one. That one's pretty. Yeah, those were a little bit bendy, but not like gummy. And I don't think you can really see. Yeah, you can. You can see it. I'm always so worried when I show y'all things that if you're really going to get um, the full effect of how it looks. Now you see this part, you really have to make sure that your um, staircase, I'm just going to call them staircase pieces. You really want to make sure that your staircase pieces are flush up against the rim of the cavity in which it goes into. Because if not, you're going to have resin that is going to seep in between your piece and the edge of the mold, and which wouldn't look right either. Now, the next time I make that one kind of looks like a tree. So I might just, what do you call it, dry brush the top green and the bottom brown to make it look kind of like a tree. And there was a couple of pieces of glitter that got into that one, but it didn't really bother me any. It just made it look more unique. So I'm just trying to make sure that the pieces are, you know, butt up against the the mold, the piece of the mold that they're going into. Now that one right there, uh, I mean, it looks okay now, but it didn't really show up too well when it was finished. I don't think. Maybe I was just maybe looking at it too long. I don't know. But yeah, I'm making sure that it's everything is, especially like with that one's flat. I'm taking it's silicone. Y'all always use silicone on your resin because it won't scratch it. And in that case, it won't poke holes in it. I think that one's my favorite. So I'm just making sure that everything is aligned correctly. So off to make more resin, and I'll be right back. Okay. All right, this is the second step. Now, why I don't have gloves on, I don't know. But strangely enough, I did not get any on me. I had to put my glasses on. So now, all you do is pour clear resin on top of your molded shapes. And they're a little bit tricky because since the since this staircase, not staircase, but the stair molds are, geez, my got tongue tied. Since the stair pieces are flush up, it's matching the top of the mold. It's a little bit tricky because you don't want to overfill it. So what I did was I took my silicone brush and just gently top coated it, if you will. Because if you just poured right all over the top of it, you're going to have resin everywhere. And that would not be a good thing. Which I just did. So what I'm doing is I'm taking my micro brush and I'm pushing that resin back into the center. And while I'm doing that, that little fuzzy piece on the bottom of that stick soaks up a little bit of that resin. So you see my almost bald head looking to see if I've got, if to see if everything's okay. Yeah, I'm having to bend down all the time to try to get a reflection off of the resin in order to make sure that I don't over pour that. And this is another project that you want to take your time. It's very therapeutic. Don't let it stress you out because, you have to make sure that these colored pieces are totally covered, but not enough to where the resin is just going to overflow everything or everywhere. See, you can see it along the edge. You can see that reflection. It's time to stop. And if you'll notice, I did not pour resin into that little bitty cup because there's really not that much resin left in that bigger cup. So it's easier to pour. And again, I'm taking my silicone brush and trying to make sure that every ounce of resin meets the edge And I have pictures at the end of this video, and when you look at them, you're going to see why it's so important not to overflow these, whether you're, especially when you're doing the colored pieces. And, I guess if you overfilled these, you could go back and trim them. But, it's just better to make sure that you don't do it in the first place. You know what I mean? And I do want to thank the two ladies. I don't have your names in front of me right now, that purchased glitter from Glitter Makes It. For every purchase that you make, I get a kickback, and it's not very much. Trust me, it's not very much at all. But I'm not in it for that. I'm in it because I love the glitter so much that I want to share that joy with others that like to use glitter in their crafts. You don't have to use it in resin work. You can use it in other crafts. They've got fine glitter, super fine, um, chunky, and shaped. They're super sweet people, very cooperative. They have excellent customer service. I had a subscriber that lives in Canada that wanted to purchase from them and wanted to know if they would ship to Canada. Well, you have to go through a bunch of rigmarole in order to get your order shipped to Canada. So, oh, poor thing. I feel for y'all that live in Canada. Oh my goodness. So if you'll notice, I sped this up a little bit because you get the gist now in how to prepare these as a final project. I love those little micro brushes. Thank you, Steve McDonald. If you're not familiar with Steve McDonald, go on over to his channel. Just look up Steve McDonald, on YouTube. I don't remember what the name of his channel is called. I do know that one of them is called Steve McDonald's Arts and Crafts, but he has one specifically for resin and one specifically for arts and crafts. So I know when he does resin, he does use these little micro brushes. So I had some resin left over, and I got some new powder, mica powder, and it's holographic. So I've got those little pieces are to make bracelets and earrings and necklaces, stuff like that. So I thought it would be really cool to use my leftover resin. And I just mixed up a little of the holographic powder in there. I think I'm using, oh, I didn't bring that over here with me. I think that's the fine holographic powder. They have fine, super fine, and something else. I don't remember. And I had just enough to make all those little pieces, which I'll probably make into earrings. And I've already demolded the tiny pieces right there with a holographic powder in them. I did top coat them, and I'm not showing you all of them because, they all look the same. So I did not take pictures of these, unfortunately, but I mean, I really don't care for them, but yeah, see, that one just didn't really do very well. Yeah, that one I'm holding up a little bit too high. I had just a teeny tiny overpour right there. Overpour, overage, tomato. Yeah, so since it just came out of the mold, this has been 24 hours later, so it's real easy to trim it. And that one too. As much as I tried, y'all, but at least it's not as bad as maybe it could have been. Yeah, I didn't do a very good job of showing you these, but like I said, there are pictures at the end. That's my other favorite, the white one. Okay, y'all, dare to create.